Good evening. Senior citizens and children were left homeless following a huge fire in Rose Gardens yesterday. Here is Colleen May with the details.
More than 30 people, including senior citizens and children, were left homeless following a fire in Rose Garden, Central Kingston yesterday. The fire, which is said to have started at a premises on Smith Lane and spread to other buildings on James Street, totally demolished 6 houses and reportedly damaged 4 others. Head of the Kingston Central Police Division, Superintendent Beresford Williams, says their investigations so far have not revealed a case of arson.
We are investigating a case of fire still. At this point in our investigations, there is no indications that the fire was set maliciously. We have not been able to unearth any evidence to support that. And that's how we are conducting our investigations, that we are dealing with a case of fire. It's early days, and as I said, we are still hoping for other evidence. We have been in this space, even at the point when the fire started, we're in this space. And we will continue to remain in this space. We have increased our presence. We are also, because we have been having conflict in this space prior, targeting some of the players that we believe are involved. And what we will encourage citizens to do is to come forward. Even if they are fearful of speaking to me or my team members, we have other means by which they can reach us. 311, 811 are numbers that they can pass information on so that we can rid the community of those who are hell-bent on creating mayhem.
However, one resident revealed to our news team that gunshots were being fired in the area and speculated that the fire was set deliberately.
We are understanding what the police say. That's what police say. Police not live here. Better when me fly my door, I pee a gunshot. What you tell me, say? What you tell me, say? I brave out, me take and come up and drop my things them. Out of the fire. What you say? What police I say? Them there? Brother, as again, me can't see nothing. You hear me I say, but you switch back, they shot them on fire. It is just as close as me. Here? And they shot them on fire this side. The fire catch yes so. Say the fire catch yes so. Oh, God, chat about over there so. A foolishness.
In the meantime, Prime Minister Andrew Holness visited the area and told the journalists that the government will intervene using the social housing program.
The reason why I decided to come and visit this morning, I mean, I've heard the issues about the crime in the area. The police report that I have reviewed and the fire report that I have reviewed suggest differently from what the residents have suggested. But that's not the purpose of my visit, even though I'm going to do some checks on what's happening with the security issues here as well. But today I had a meeting with the housing department in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. And we want to make a serious intervention in this entire area. These communities represent some of the oldest residential communities in Jamaica. They were properly subdivided lots. Some of them have good infrastructure in terms of roadways already established. The water mains may be old. I'm not quite certain as to what the sewage situation is. Maybe there isn't enough, but I know that there are lines that run in close proximity. So what we would have to do is to establish the ownership of the lands in the area. We do have what we now call the new social housing program, where you would have seen me going around assisting persons with new housing solutions. We could do an intervention in an urban setting like this. In fact, there is an element of the program designed to do that. So we are going to intervene using the new social housing program, and we will put some new units. But before we do that, we need to establish who owns the land.
Additionally, he mentioned plans to make contact with the property owners in an effort to acquire the land to rebuild houses for the residents.
There are several lots like this where the owners have migrated. You have put it in a euphemistic way. You said they have given up on the land and therefore you are here. But we always have to respect people's property rights. Even if they don't show interest, we respect their property rights. So we will have to engage the owners of the property, and who knows, maybe we will have to acquire it. The government does have some powers in law to acquire property for a public purpose, and it is our intention therefore to look in these communities to see what properties are available that we can acquire en masse and start to regenerate these areas for the benefit of the people who are living here. But it is going to require some amount of ordering, some amount of social work.
In reacting to yesterday's fire, People's National Party caretaker for Central Kingston, Imani Duncan Price, called for the expansion of the Zone of Special Operations in the constituency and called on the Mayor of Kingston, Senator Delroy Williams, and other agencies to assist residents in the rebuilding process. Reporting for Mello TV News, I'm Colleen May.
Thank you, Colleen, for that report. Still tonight, People's National Party PNP Member of Parliament Lisa Hanna says she is leaving representational politics. She has advised party president Mark Golding that she will not offer herself as a candidate for the PNP in the next general election. This is according to a statement released this afternoon. Ms. Hanna currently represents St. Anne South East in the House of Representatives, and Mello TV will bring you more on this story in subsequent newscasts. In other news tonight, 44-year-old Richard Wu, a customer service manager of Bogue Village, St. James, was charged for assault at common law, unlawful wounding, and illegal possession of firearm following an incident in Ryan Park in the parish on Saturday, August 6. Reports from the Montego Bay Police coming into our news center are that at about 4 p.m., the complainant and another woman got into an argument where both of them started throwing stones at each other. Wu, who is a licensed firearm holder, pushed the complainant to the ground, pointed his firearm at her face, and threatened to kill her. The police were informed and an investigation was launched. Subsequently, Wu turned himself into the police in the presence of his attorney. He was charged following a question and answer interview. His court date is being finalized. In other news tonight, a 16-year-old girl of a Clarendon address was charged with the murder of her brother, 22-year-old Leonardo Cole, at their home at Hazard Drive in Maypen, Clarendon on Friday, August 5. Reports from the Maypen Criminal Investigations Branch CIB are that at about 9:30 a.m., the accused and her sister had a dispute when Cole intervened. The dispute escalated and the teenaged girl used a knife to stab Cole to the upper body. He was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The accused was yesterday interviewed in the presence of her attorney. She was subsequently charged. Her court date is being finalized. Still making the news tonight, the United States is to provide $2 million in support of the creation of a cyber center of excellence to be located in Jamaica for the benefit of the region. This was disclosed by Vice President Kamala Harris in a telephone call yesterday with Prime Minister Andrew Holness to congratulate him and the people of Jamaica on the country's 60th anniversary of independence. In a statement, the White House said that Harris and Holness also discussed the importance of greater investment in cybersecurity. It added that they welcomed the progress made on 3 short-term joint U.S.-Caribbean committees that President Biden and Harris launched in June to produce concrete, near-term solutions to urgently address food security, energy security, and finance challenges confronting the region. The White House stated that yesterday's call is part of the Biden-Harris administration's ongoing efforts to elevate engagement with Caribbean leaders given shared interests and common bonds. Still tonight, the Sugar Company of Jamaica, SCJ Holdings Limited, has hired 5 water trucks to provide emergency supplies of water to farmers along the Rio Cobre. The trucking of water became necessary after the contamination of the Rio Cobre and the suspension of reliable water service. The farmers who were relocated from Bernard Lodge and who were being provided with irrigation water via canals from the river were facing the threat of losing all their crops. SCJ Holdings says the situation was made worse by prevailing drought conditions in the area. Joseph Shakir, managing director of SCJ Holdings, says a retention pond will also be utilized to provide additional support to the farmers. Continuing with the news tonight, a team of officers assigned to the Westmoreland Police Division seized a 9mm Beretta pistol with a magazine containing 5 9mm rounds of ammunition during an operation on Great George Street, Savannah Lamar in the parish on Sunday, August 7. Reports from the Savannah Lamar Police coming into our news center tonight are that at about 11:30 p.m., law enforcement officers were on patrol in the market area when they saw a man acting in a manner that aroused their suspicion. Upon the approach of the police, the man dropped a bag and ran. The bag was retrieved and the firearm was found. No one was arrested in connection with this seizure. Investigations are ongoing. Continuing with the news tonight, 29-year-old Luckley Ellis, a fisherman of Shearers Heights, Portland Cottage in Clarendon, has been missing since Friday, August 5. Reports from the Lionel Town Police coming into our news center are that at about 10 a.m., Ellis was last seen heading to sea south of Rocky Point. His mode of dress at the time he went missing is unknown. He has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Luckley Ellis is being asked to contact the Lionel Town Police at 876-986-3233, Police Emergency 119, or the nearest police station. Still making Mello TV news, the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch CTOC conducted 383 operations and 323 raids in 2021, which resulted in the arrest of 544 persons. Of that number, 364 were charged, and a total of 57 firearms, 1,727 rounds of ammunition, and 14 stolen motor vehicles were recovered. The survey noted that there were several seizures that included intellectual property valued at $102.3 million, cash from proceeds of crime totaling $12.8 million, and $25,751 as well as other cash seizures of $15.8 million, $19,200 and 2,280 pounds. In the meantime, the Narcotics Division carried out 1,516 operations and seized 32,038.4 kilograms of marijuana, 22.8% less than the 41,519.6 kilograms seized in 2020, and 1,220.6 kilograms of cocaine, 242% more than the 356.9 kilograms seized in 2020. The value of the marijuana seized was $320.4 million, and the cocaine was valued at $1.5 billion. Also, a total of 302 persons were arrested, of whom 287 were Jamaicans, of which 185 were males, and 15 foreign nationals, of which 7 were males. Of those arrested, 195 were for marijuana, totaling 189 Jamaicans, of which 133 were males, and 6 foreign nationals, of which 4 were males. Also, some 199.8 hectares of marijuana were eradicated during the period. Meanwhile, the Narcotics Division continued its efforts to reduce the public desire for illegal and illicit drugs by conducting 137 demand reduction lectures and presentations island-wide, through which 4,862 individuals were sensitized. We turn our attention now to tonight's COVID-19 update, where the Ministry of Health and Wellness reported that 28 new COVID-19 cases were confirmed yesterday, increasing the infection total now to 147,344. The new cases comprise 17 females and 11 males, ranging in age from 14 to 87 years. In tonight's COVID-19 parish breakdown, Kingston and St. Andrew recorded 17 cases, St. James recorded 6 cases, St. Catherine recorded 4 cases, and St. Elizabeth recorded 1 case. No deaths were reported for the period. There were 95 recoveries in the last 24 hours, increasing that total to 94,623. There are currently 121 persons hospitalized, 28 of whom are moderately ill, 5 are severely ill, and 7 persons are critically ill. And those are the stories making news. I am Shelley Hill. Do stay safe, pleasant viewing, and thanks for watching.